Hey guys, what is up? It's me, Croft Studios here, and I'm here with a LEGO Minecraft Micro World tutorial video. This basically is a video to show you guys how to make some of the creations I created in a micro scale version. So I definitely have a bunch of different versions for a couple different things. So I'm going to get straight on to the first one, which would be the well. Alright guys, so on to the well. This is a small build, not really too hard to build actually. You can see how these kind of pieces are falling off because I didn't actually connect them when I put them on the Minecraft world. But obviously you just probably put like 1x4s or something on here when you're building. But basically to make the little fences, you take two studs that are tan and then a cylinder piece in the middle. You just put it on each side, and then maybe put a 4x4, then maybe to put some plates up here to cover it up, and basically you just put water in the bottom here, and it makes a really good looking well in your Minecraft world, and it does look accurate to the game. So the two trees I'm going to show you in the Minecraft world do help you save green tiles. So basically in the Minecraft world and the Micro World set, you basically have to put regular green tiles on the trees, which I think is kind of a waste of those since you can use them on the ground as grass. So I just put lime green ones on the top, and I think it's a good look to it, and I think it still looks fine as a tree. So I'd recommend using those on the tree instead of the regular green color to save you pieces, and instead of having them on the tree, you could have them on the ground as grass. Then this one right here is the big dark green tree. I'd basically just put a bunch of tiles together and stuff like that, put a bunch of pieces together, create it, or you can just use two 2x4 dark green bricks if you want to, but it's not as sturdy. I like using plates to hold it together so it's more sturdy and it doesn't break. And obviously for the tree roots, I just kind of use 2x4 since they are 2x2 in the game. So yeah, that's basically it for the trees. We're going to move on to the mushroom trees. So the mushroom trees are kind of odd to build since they are 3x3. So obviously you use these for the stems, whatever, you use white. But when you're building these, you're going to need a lot of 1x1s, 1x2s, and 1x3s. So when I take this apart, you're going to see how kind of a complicated build it is. You're going to have to make it so it all fits together somehow and just kind of stack it up. I used two 2x3 of these. And then I used a lot of 1x1s, so they're kind of hard. They're not too hard to get by. You can see how I kind of built it right here, and then just kind of stuck it together in the middle. And then I did one of these extra ones on the side. So it's not really too complicated of a build, but obviously you got to get that. And then the other mushroom is kind of the harder one to do, since there is different colors you got to add, and you got to make it so it's kind of sporadic. But I think I did almost the same design, not too different. But you can see how I kind of did that right there, and I just kind of stuck it all together. Just kind of make it in a 3x3 shape when you're building these mushroom trees and try to keep it accurate to the game. That's what I did, and it turned out pretty well. So yeah, let's move on to the basically the mobs. Alright guys, before I move on to the mobs, I did forget to show you some of the extra things you can add to your landscape, such as this little farm that's included with the village basically. And what I did, I just put these around it like in the game, but then I used green or lime green studs for plants, and then next to it I just put water pieces. I think it represents the farm pretty well and it looks accurate. Also for a fence design, if you want to know, basically I just took a rod and then stuck it on these right here, and I think it looks pretty good for a fence. You don't have to have this bottom 1x4. I just put it there to hold it all together. But it does look like a good fence. You can do it for brown as well, or if you can do it in black if you want a nether brick fence, which would be pretty cool as well. So that is the design for those two. So now let's go on to the mobs. Alright guys, now on to a couple small things you can add to your mobs. So basically for the Iron Armor Steve right here, what I did is just used a 1x1 gray piece right there. Then I used a one of these pieces right here. Basically it's just a clip piece on a 1x1 brick, and you can see the little piece at the bottom to hold it all together, and it does make a good Steve. You can do the same thing except put gold on his feet, so it's like gold boots, and then you can put a diamond helmet on him if you have one of those pieces. I only had one of these tiles, so it's kind of cool to have him have a exclusive diamond helmet, I guess you could say. And then for the pig, you can see he doesn't have the stud on the back of him. This piece is included in the Unikitty set, like I said in the review. You can still use it for a pig, even though it doesn't have the tail piece. It still looks like a pig overall. I think it's a good thing to get if you don't have the other pig piece. And for the zombies, what I did basically to change them a little bit is that I put a dark green tile on the top of them. I think it looks a lot better than the Legos version. They just put a regular green one. I think the dark green looks cooler on them in my opinion. Then now what you guys probably wanted to see the most is the witch. You can see this piece right here. It's kind of a rare piece. It comes in minifigure series. It's kind of like a cone-like piece. You can use that as a hat, and it looks like it the best probably. Brown for the boots right there. Then you can see for the torso, I just kind of used a 1x1 purple brick. So that's what I used for that. So that is basically for the mobs. We're going to move on to a couple of small accessories. Then we'll move on to the actual big mob, which is the Ender Dragon. So here are the accessories and small builds you can make to go with your Minecraft sets. So basically, this is what would be an iron sword in the game in my opinion, like the silver type of sword right here. Doesn't really go along with the iron armor that well, since they are two different colors, but I think it's still cool to use for like an iron sword. And it's still cool, and also you could use this for a stone sword, which is just a regular dagger if you want to. So those are two pretty good uses for a sword. You can also do a pickaxe, which is a weird design, which I did. It's it wastes a regular pickaxe Lego piece. Basically, just cut it and make it into a small pickaxe. It does waste a regular pickaxe piece, but it does look really cool when you put it on a Lego Minecraft guy, and I think it actually looks pretty nice. You can also use a substitute for that, such as this right here, this little pickaxe design. It's not really my favorite in my opinion, but it does stick on. I would probably use this, but the piece doesn't actually stick on these very well. Sometimes you can get it to stick on well, but sometimes it just kind of wobbles around. It's kind of annoying, and that piece is known to not be very well when you're holding it in someone's hand. Next is basically when you kill a skeleton. I just use this for the bone, so you can, I don't know what you'd really do with it, but it's a cool representation of the little bone you get in the game. And then for the bow, I thought this was a really good idea. You can use this type of bucket piece for the bow, so when you're holding it kind of like this, it does actually look like a bow, and I think it's a good representation. And I have a bunch of these bow pieces. I actually have a gold one, but obviously there's only like one type of bow, but you could use like the gold one for like an enchanted bow or something, so that'd be pretty cool. And now onto the the small actual bricks. This would be like a ladder piece in my opinion. You could use these brown pieces. I know obviously they're not going sideways, but it's the best representation we can get of a ladder at this small scale. Same thing with the diamonds. I'm not really going to go into that very well. Minecraft did just make them like these jewel pieces, and I kind of stuck to it. I think it's okay design. I kind of use this for an anvil. It kind of looks like an anvil. You could use that little piece. I don't know what it's called, but it's kind of like a spike piece that goes out from a 1x1. I tried using it and it didn't look that well, so I just kind of stuck with this design. I think it looks pretty cool. Not too bad of a design for the anvil. For the cake, you're going to need to do a little bit of coloring for this one. Just kind of put some dots on top of a white 1x1 tile and put it on a tan 1x1 piece right here. And it does actually look like a cake pretty well, in my opinion. I think it's really cool. Next is the chest. Obviously, you can just do one orange tile on the top and then one orange bottom piece. You can also use dark tan if you want to. They both work about the same. So, and then moving on to the door. Obviously, it does not open, but it's still really cool to use for your representation of a door. And then now onto the bed, which is probably my favorite design of these, because obviously it's not the right dimensions. It's 1x3, but it fits the minifigure on there very well, and it's barely difference. You can see fits on there almost perfectly. I think it's a good representation of the bed. I have like 3 of these, so it's a really cool little design. So let's go into the Ender Dragon. And last up is my upgraded Ender Dragon right here, as you can see. And I think I did a lot better job than Lego did, in my opinion. I'm not really saying Lego's was bad, but it's kind of mediocre, and I didn't think their design was really getting the job done that well. It was just kind of small and skimpy, so I kind of upgraded it to make it all beefed and stuff. You can see I put these on the tail, which are really cool pieces to use. They're kind of like clip pieces right here, but you can see how I put those on. And then for the top right here, you can see how I just use one of these other clip pieces to hold this little piece right here. But for the base, I just used the same piece that Lego did, which is this little camera type looking piece. And basically I stuck the head on by using one of these tube pieces. And I used the same wings that Lego did because there's not really any good substitute to use. And for the feet, I just used clip pieces. And for the head, I just kind of made it like this. You can see how this fits into a two-piece. And you can see the Ender Dragon's face right there. So I think the Ender Dragon looks a lot cooler when he looks like this instead of a little skimpy version. You can see the size comparison. It's actually pretty big now compared to Legos, and I didn't think it was getting the job done. So that's why I made a custom Ender Dragon. So let's go into the ending of this video. Alright guys, so that is basically it for this video. I hope you've enjoyed this little video, basically giving you some tips on how to make some cool Minecraft micro designs for your Minecraft world. I came up with a lot of these designs while I was building the micro world, just going through and wanting to add some stuff, and I basically did little side things of building like the church, which I may do a video on by itself, just building the thing. It would take a little while because there's a lot of pieces included in that little building right there. There's a lot of 1x1s and glass pieces and stuff like that. So there's a lot of designs that I didn't include in this video that would take a while to do. Tell me if you guys want to see a design video for the church or a couple design videos for like any other techniques you saw on my Minecraft world that you guys want to see, or maybe whatever you guys saw on my Minecraft world and you guys want a tutorial video on, just tell me below. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. Make sure to rate, comment, and subscribe.